Contact sensors are one of the easiest smart home devices to use in automations. They're super small and can be placed on something like doors, windows, a safe, a mailbox, or just anything that opens and closes. And in this video, I'm going to show you some incredible automation ideas that you can do with contact sensors in HomeKit. Like being able to turn off your thermostat when a window has been open for 5 minutes without using the expensive Ecobee Contact Sensors. And at the end of the video, we'll look at how other people across the world are using contact sensor automations. These automations are really easy to set up and can make a huge impact on your smart home. My name is Adam, and let's automate. Now, Aqara did send me their door and window sensor for this video and is sponsoring today's video, but I've actually purchased more of these sensors with my own money because they're affordable, work very well in HomeKit, and with super fast alerts, they have quickly become my personal favorite brand of HomeKit contact sensors. But the ideas in this video can be applied to any brand of contact sensor. One of the most common ways to use a contact sensor is to put one on a door or cabinet to automate lights turning on or off when it's opened or closed. I use this to automate most of my rooms in my smart home, and I like not having to flip a switch when I leave a room. The light will automatically turn off when I close the door. You can easily take this automation to the next level by having your lights automatically change the color and the brightness between certain times of the day. This smart light in my bathroom does not work with HomeKit, but it does work with Amazon. And since Aqara works with Amazon, I'm able to create automations with this light. So when the bathroom door opens during the day, then the light will be at full brightness and white. But if it's open at night, then the light can be a very dim, warm white. This is especially useful if you or somebody in your home needs to get up in the middle of the night, say like to use the bathroom, then the light can provide enough light to see around and be easy on the eyes. And when the door closes, the light can turn off so you can get back to bed. Another automation idea that you can do is you can receive an alert if something has been opened or closed for a certain amount of time. This can be used on a front door, a fridge, a medicine cabinet, or anything that you need to be notified about. I recently started using this automation because something happened a couple weeks ago that my wife did not like. I have 2 small dogs, and my wife and I let them out from our screen door in the bedroom to use the bathroom every so often. But if we don't close the door back, then as you might imagine, this can create some problems. And a couple weeks ago, that's exactly what happened. My wife was at work and I was at home working on videos, and I had to go somewhere, so I was getting ready to leave, and I let the dogs out to use the bathroom like usual, and then I left without realizing that I forgot to close the door back. So the entire day the door was wide open. Flies and bugs were coming in and out, and the thermostat was going crazy trying to cool the outdoors and just wasting electricity and money. And the dogs could have easily been outside all day long. Many hours later, my wife got home while I was still out, and whenever she saw the door was wide open, she was not happy. She was freaking out and texting me if somebody had broken into the house and wondering what happened. I completely forgot that I left the door open all day long, and thankfully the dogs did not escape, and whenever I got home, she was not too terribly mad at me. I quickly picked up a contact sensor for this door and made this automation to remind me to close the door after 3 minutes. Now, the Apple Home app can only alert you when the sensor is open or closed right away. There's no way to set an alert after a certain time period. You could create a Siri shortcut for this, but since this shortcut is running on your home hub, like your HomePod or Apple TV, and not on your phone or iPad, it cannot send you an alert. So I had to create this automation in the Aqara app. And in the Aqara app, you can create an automation based on when these sensors open or closed, if it's already opened or closed, and if it's opened or closed for a certain time period. So I chose 3 minutes and created my own custom message notification with an emoji so it sticks out within other notifications. And after I created this automation, I've not left the door open since then. And my wife is happy about that as well. And you know, as the saying goes, happy wife, happy life. Those were just a couple of basic automations. Nothing too crazy, pretty easy to set up. But let's take things up a notch and look at some advanced automations. And this is where things get crazy. But first, if you're finding these automations helpful and want to see more videos like these, then make sure to smash that like button down below. And for this next automation, we need to go outside. Whoa, how did I get here? That was weird. Anyways, if you have a back door or fence outside, then you can actually use contact sensors to make your gate smart. Now, unfortunately, there are no outdoor rated HomeKit contact sensors. They are all rated for indoor use only. But don't worry, because you can easily DIY them to make them rated for outdoor use. And there's a couple of inexpensive things that you're gonna need to do this. You could use something like a weather and dust-proof junction box to protect the contact sensor from outdoor elements, like rain, dust, bugs, or snow. Then use any weatherproof magnet like this one to create the magnetic connection to the sensor. There's not really a junction box for the Aqara magnet piece, so any magnet will really work. Then you could use something like weather-resistant double-sided tape to attach the sensor and the magnet to a fence, and now your gate is smart. This setup is fairly expensive and does work depending on your fence, but I found the magnets to have a shorter gap range than the magnet piece from Aqara. Plus, I was not a fan of how this setup actually looked. So I found this 3D printed weatherproof enclosure designed specifically for the Aqara contact sensor on Etsy that I would highly recommend. It's made by Printspire Designs, and they were kind enough to send out this enclosure at no cost to me for this video. And I actually plan to buy more of these because these are great. The enclosure comes with screws, so you don't have to buy any, and this way you can use your existing Aqara magnet to have that wider gap range. Just make sure to test your sensor where you like to install it at to make sure the sensor detects open and close correctly. My only real issue with this enclosure is that when you need to replace the contact sensor battery, you have to unscrew the entire enclosure and take it off the fence, and then screw it back in after changing the battery. I wish these were two separately attached pieces like this junction box, so you don't have to take the enclosure off the fence each time. You could just take off the front piece and change the battery. Though these sensors are rated to last 2 years on battery, and I haven't had to replace any of my car sensor batteries in owning them for years, so this is not a big deal breaker for me. And again, these Aqara sensors are rated for indoor use only and not designed for outdoor use, so we'll see how long the battery lasts when it's exposed to heat, rain, and other outdoor elements. Not only is this option cheaper and I think is easier to use, it looks so clean and I really like the design. The enclosure comes in white or black color, so you can choose which color fits your fence the best. And again, this enclosure is made by Printspire Designs, and they also make accessories for other smart devices like the HomePod Mini, Lutron, and the Apple TV, like this really awesome glow-in-the-dark AirTag remote cover. How cool is that? I'll leave a link in the description so you can pick all these up. And now, not only can you ask Siri if, say, like a back gate is open or closed, but you can use visual indicators like lights to indicate when it's open or closed. Green can mean closed and red can mean open. And with an Aqara hub like the M1S, M2, or Aqara G2H Pro, you could have it sound an alarm if the gate is open when you're not at home. Since the sensor talks to the Aqara hub, you'll have to have good range from the hub outside, or use an Aqara Zigbee repeater like their smart plug or smart wall switch to help extend the range outside. I got this idea from Shane Watley, another great HomeKit YouTuber, and he made a whole video about this and how he got the junction box and magnet setup to work, along with some really cool automations. I'll leave that video down linked in the description below so you can check that out. It is hot out here. It's time to go back inside and cool off and look at our next automation. Alright, man, it is hot out there, much cooler in here, and that leads us to our next automation. And this one is probably my favorite because it can save you energy and money. So you may have heard of the brand Ecobee. They make smart thermostats, smart cameras, contact sensors, and more. They all work with HomeKit, and I've reviewed many other products on my channel, and I'll leave a link to those in the description if you want to check those out. Their contact sensor specifically is pretty amazing and has features that no other HomeKit contact sensor has. It has an occupancy and a motion sensor built right into the contact sensor itself, and both sensors are exposed in the Apple Home app. This sensor pairs very nicely with the Ecobee thermostat to create our next automation. If the sensor is open for 5 minutes, then it can automatically turn off the thermostat to save energy and money. And then when it's closed for 30 seconds, it will automatically turn your thermostat back on. And this automation is great if you like to leave a window or a back door open to enjoy a nice breeze and forget to turn the AC off. However, the Ecobee sensors are quite expensive and requires the smart security subscription for this AC automation to work. Well, if you're wanting to achieve this same effect but don't want to have to pay for their sensors or a monthly subscription just for an automation, here's how you can create this automation for free using any brand of HomeKit contact sensor and any brand of HomeKit thermostat. First, create an automation when the sensor detects something, whether it's a screen door or a window or anything that's leading to outside. Then choose when open. Then you can choose the condition based on the the time or if somebody is at home. Scroll all the way down to convert to shortcut. Remove the home action and create an if-then statement that says, if the sensor is open, then set the thermostat to off. And then for otherwise, you can choose to turn the thermostat on or do nothing. Since we don't want this to happen every time the door or window is open, add a wait action right above the if-then statement and choose how long to wait in seconds. And unfortunately, you are not able to type in a time, so you have to keep pressing plus or minus or press and hold these buttons to change the time. So to create the time limit of 5 minutes like Ecobee uses, use 300 seconds. Now, if you didn't know, if you have a long wait time in a Siri shortcut, then oftentimes it will not work or it'll just get stuck and not run. But since this shortcut is running on your home hub like a HomePod or an Apple TV and not locally on your iPhone, then you can use longer wait times and everything will still work. I've tested this automation with up to 10 minutes or 600 seconds and it works every single time. I'm not sure if there's a cutoff time, so you could try for longer if you like. So now when a door or window is open, then the shortcut will wait 5 minutes and then check to see if it's open. And if it is, then it'll turn off the thermostat. And if it's not, then it won't do anything. And to recreate the automation where when a door is closed for 30 seconds before turning the thermostat back on, just add another wait action below the otherwise action, then create another if-then statement that checks to see if it's closed. And if so, then it will turn on the thermostat. You can take this automation a step further by having one window check to see if it's open, and then if so, check to see if another window is open, and if both windows are open, then it can turn the AC off. There are many benefits to creating this automation yourself instead of using the one by Ecobee. First off, with Ecobee, the timer of 5 minutes cannot be changed, so it cannot be shorter or longer. Whereas with this DIY automation, you can customize the time that best suits your needs, whether it be for a couple of minutes or 10 or 20 minutes. Another benefit with this automation is that you can use any brand of HomeKit contact sensor and any brand of HomeKit thermostat. And this does include non-HomeKit compatible devices that you can get to work in the Home app using a third-party bridge like Hubes or Homebridge. And number 3, the most important reason is that this automation is free. There is no subscription required just to use this automation. Unlike with Ecobee, where you have to pay each month if you want to use this automation. The final automation idea before we look at how people around the world use contact sensor automations involves a HomePod and is quite fun to use. When you arrive home, the HomePod can greet you with a very nice message, start cooling the house, and change the color of lights.
Welcome home, Adam, the master of the house. Hope you had a good day. I've set the house to warm and ran your chill mode scene. I'll be here to control your devices.
In order to get this to work, you will need Apple Music, a Mac, and there are only 5 simple steps to get this thing set up. Create a Siri shortcut and using the speak text action, choose what you want Siri to say and customize the voice and the speed that she says it at. Then turn on screen recording and run the shortcut. AirDrop this file to a Mac and open the file in QuickTime Player. Go to Export, Audio Only, then add the song to your Apple Music library and enable Sync Library. And the last step, create an automation in the Home app that when the contact sensor is open, it plays this message. Choose the HomePod and the volume, and now Siri will greet you when you get home. Now let's look at some automation ideas that you guys have submitted on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And man, you guys do some pretty awesome automations. And wow, you guys do some pretty awesome automations. VP Smart Tech on YouTube is using the Aqara contact sensor to let him know when it starts raining, and is using Home Assistant to play a message on a smart speaker to remind him to bring in stuff from his garden, and flashes lights as well as a good visual reminder. He has a video on his channel on how he set this up that I'll leave linked down below. MyCharm.tech on Instagram is automating his toilet lid opening if somebody approaches it, and if the lid has been open for more than 2 minutes, a ceiling fan will automatically turn on to exhaust any odors, and then the fan will automatically turn off after 10 minutes. This is genius. Also from Instagram, Tech with Tony is using a contact sensor for his back gate and using a 3D printed weatherproof case as well, but is using a strong magnet in between the door to create the connection. 919 on Instagram has a contact sensor installed behind his doorbell and has a couple of magnets just in case you lose your phone or someone needs to get in the house without a key. Whenever the magnet or the sensors close, it will automatically unlock the door. And Cop Sullivan on Twitter built a crazy smart mailbox and is using contact sensors and lights to alert him when he has mail and when they've already checked the mail. What contact sensor automations do you use in your smart home? Let me know down in the comments section down below, and thank you for watching.